Hi guys, Ivan and Susan here again from Vloggers on the Loose. Today we're doing another comparison video, and we're comparing a suburb called Claremont to Mount Claremont. And we're in Mount Claremont at the moment, guys, and we're going to walk around Mount Claremont. But Mount Claremont's built over an area of about 4.3 square kilometers. I think I've got some notes here, guys. Let me just have a, it's got really hot all of a sudden, and it's 9 kilometers. It's 4.3 square kilometers, sorry, built over that area. 9 kilometers from the Perth CBD, and a population of 4,600 people in the area. So we'll take a little bit of a walk around, and then we'll also head off to Claremont after we look at this suburb. So let's go and have a look at Mount Claremont. And that gate there, that's an automatic gate there on that house, guys. That just opened. That's what all the noise was about. And there it's closing again. So Mount Claremont's a funny old area, guys. You can see this real old house over here. Have a look at this. This one here dates back probably to the early 70s, I would say. Because Mount Claremont has got 4 distinctive areas in it. 4 different estates in this suburb. The first estate is called Zamia Gardens, which is the newest area. And then you've got St. John's Wood, usually with larger blocks and often with city views. And then you've got St. Peter's Square. That's got all the high density stuff like apartments and that. And then you've got the area that we're in now, Old Mount Claremont, original Mount Claremont, homes built in the 1940s and 50s. But there have been a lot of houses here that have been demolished and newer ones built. So you'll see a scattering of different sorts of houses out here. You can see these brand new ones going up here, guys, and these were houses on, you can see at the back over there on this house here. See that our house has been demolished because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of rubble in that, and the old fence you can see at the back there. So this one here is these 2 here brand new houses. One's completed and the residents are in, and the one next door is still being built. Should be finished within the next 6 to 8 months, you'd think. And then there's another block over here, and look at the old fences at the back there, guys. So another block over here, quite a narrow block, mind you. This house here was, see, this whole block, this here was one big block like that house over there, the one that's been constructed. And they've subdivided this one, and they were going to build 2 on there, but they've built 1 on that wider, that house that's being constructed. Does that make sense? So like I said, we're in the older part over here of Mount Claremont. We won't be covering all 4 areas because it's just too much. I mean, this place is quite a big area here, Mount Claremont, big suburb, built over 4.3 square kilometers. So guys, the area also has the Perth SUBURB in the area, also known as HBF Park, or HBF Stadium I should say. It's also got the West Australian Institute of Sport in the area, and it's also got Greylands Hospital in the area, which has been here a long time. Unfortunately, there's not much shopping in the area. We just went to the shopping, supposed to be the shopping area, yeah, called Mount Claremont Village, and it's only a couple of cafes there. And we tried to park, but couldn't park at all. They were just completely packed out. And most of all of the streets in the other areas, there's signs everywhere, no parking on the road or on the verge, except for this older area. We've noticed it's okay, you can park on the verges and on the roads because there's lots of cars. But the people in this area in Mount Claremont must have a lot of sway with the council, because all their lawns have got, you can't park anywhere on the verges or on the road, everywhere in the newer part of this suburb. So I'm actually regretting doing this suburb actually, because they won't allow you to park anywhere. But anyway, we found a park in the old suburb, so it's okay. So guys, there's 4 schools in this area, or 4 primary schools, and 1 combined college. So your educational needs are taken care of here if you move to this area and you have kids that need to go to school. All that's taken care of. So here's another old house here, guys. Check this out. This is really old. Look at the garage doors. That's not automatic. You'll have to wind that up or pull it up. It doesn't look very well done at all, to be honest. But the house is probably worth a lot of money, because we'll come to that median price shortly. Now guys, Mount Claremont was actually previously known as Greylands. Don't know if you guys knew that. And the main construction in this area, or the main growth in this area, began in the late 1980s and early 1990s. But like I said, this older part over here, what they refer to as Old Mount Claremont, houses date back to the 1940s and 1950s. Well guys, you can see on the hill over there, so those are that there's up on the mount, as they call it, and there's a few big houses up there. There's a vacant block over here. It'll be worth a bit. It's a big block. It's a huge block actually. There'll be at least 1,000 square metres worth of land there, you would think. I don't know what this is across the road here. Some sort of a business over there, because there's it's a medical centre, guys. There you go, Mount Claremont Medical Centre. Hi. So guys, across the road here, there's the Mount Claremont Village, what I was talking about before. And it's not really a shopping centre, guys. It's just a few cafes in there and a few specialty shops. There's a post office there, I can see, and a hairdresser, and the rest is taken up with cafes. So guys, we're still in the Mount Claremont area here, and this here is the St. John Woods area. Now, in this area over here, it's usually houses built on much bigger blocks than the other area. And a lot of these houses are up on the hill. If you can swing the camera around, you can see how that hill is. It's quite a hilly area. And these these areas, this area here, you'll have city views depending on where your block, how your block is situated. You'll get the city views, and you can also see, guys, these houses are pretty flash over here. Look at the one on your left over here. It's an older house, but it's quite a big house. I think it's one house, one full house over there. I'm not quite sure. No, it's two houses. Okay, it's two. But yeah, it's certainly a different part of Mount Claremont to the older part that we just showed you guys. It's much more modern through here. Look at this wall over here. You'd think they'd redo that, give it another coat of paint. I mean, the house looks beautiful, but the walls definitely deteriorating. And you have got city views through here. We'll show you that in a second when we get there. But yeah, what do you guys think of this newer part of Mount Claremont? I'm quite liking it. It's called the St. John Woods Estate. So if any of you are thinking of that's a nice BMW that just went past. If any of you are thinking of buying in Mount Claremont and you like this area, or this part of it, this is the St. John Woods Estate of Mount Claremont. This is actually artificial turf that I'm walking on, guys. It looked real for a minute, but then I thought, it looks too good. So yeah, that's artificial turf. It's a nice house also. And just through there, guys, you can see the city. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. So there's Perth City. That's the CBD. So yes, you can get your city views through here. Have a look at that house on the right hand side there. Now, that's quite a decent sized house and a good looking house, but geez, you know, if you can afford something like that, you can afford to paint the damn thing. That needs a good coat of paint. All the windows are timber, by the way, by the looks of it, and the doors, and that's all buckling and twisting and faded and that, so that's not very good. So guys, this is the Perth Superdrome, and just to confuse you, it's also known as the HBF Stadium, because they've paid money to have it named HBF Stadium, and we've collected the money, or not us personally, but the government. So that's why they can have their name up there, HBF, which is a health insurance company in Perth, I think. So this is the HBF Stadium over here. All sorts of sports and stuff going in there. And Venues West is just over there. We just passed it. You can. They manage the place. So guys, we'll do this a little bit different here, because we'll do the housing prices and stuff over here while we're over here. So the median house price in Mount Claremont is $1,810,000 Australian dollars, and the median unit price in this area is $770,000 Australian dollars. And the median land price, guys, you can sit down for this one, guys, and you can pour yourself a drink and just relax, because the median land price in this area is $1,030,000 Australian dollars. So there you go, quite an expensive area for a I guess it's a reasonably old area, like we showed you the old part of it before. But this part here was, like I said, developed in the newer parts were developed in the 1980s and 1990s. So what we're going to do now, guys, is take you over to Claremont, which we're comparing the suburb to, and we'll show you around Claremont. Okay guys, we're in Claremont. So we're doing the comparison between Claremont and Mount Claremont. And Claremont's about 9 kilometres from the Perth CBD. It's got built over an area of about 3.6 square kilometres, and it has roughly 8,150 residents in the area. So we've just parked the car, set up our camera, and we're going for a walk through Claremont. And look at this nice park over here on the right, guys. What a good looking park. It'll have to be kept good. These people are probably paying enough rates and stuff in the area, so they have to keep everything spot on. So this is just one of the side streets that we've turned off over here from Stirling Highway, which is the main highway that runs through Claremont. And these are units over here, guys. Look like a villa type setup. It's a mixture of old and new in here. These are flats over here, three-story flats only, so it's not that tall. And there's one for sale over here. So Stirling Highway's actually got a lot of shops and pubs and restaurants and stuff on it. Stirling Highway is a long road. It stretches from UWA, the University of Western Australia, and it'll take you all the way through to North Fremantle. So it's a long road. And all along this road you've got a mixture of restaurants and pubs and commercial and industrial and all sorts of I've even seen a few churches along this road and schools. It's got everything along this road. It's even got a Bunnings store. I just spotted Bunnings over there. So look at that. Bunnings on Stirling Highway in Claremont. There you go, guys. This here's Stirling Highway. There's a Subway across the road there. There's a Hungry Jack's over there. Some of you might know it better as Burger King. Same thing. I think there was a story behind why we named it Hungry Jack's, because the guy that owns the franchise in Australia, Jack Cowan, I think his name is, there was a Burger King restaurant in Australia years ago when all this happened, and he couldn't name it that, so he decided to name it Hungry Jack's. Not sure if he used Jack's because his name's Jack. I don't know the full story on that one, so I'm not going to assume, because we all know what happens when we assume. So guys, Claremont is a western suburb of Perth, so it's quite an affluent suburb. All these western suburbs are quite affluent. And guys, a little bit of fact on Claremont. Did you know that Claremont is also a suburb least vulnerable to extreme heat due to its green spaces, trees and shrubs in the area? So that's interesting, because we did pass that park over there, what we filmed for you guys, and that looked really, really good. And we're just turning off Stirling Highway here, guys. We're on a road called Freshwater Parade. Nice name for a street, Freshwater Parade. So as you can see over there, all the trees, look at them all. So Claremont's the coolest, shall we say, the coolest suburb in Perth, as in temperature wise. How cool is that? I might have. No, there's a YouTuber at the moment that we do watch actually, and he's come back from Canada, and he's picked up this word "cool," and he's a cool bloke. We watch him all the time. The monkeys. There you go. Giving the monkeys a bit of a plug there on our channel, and he's picked up this word "cool." Damien, you've got to stop saying "cool." Okay, so the suburb was established in the 1890s, guys. So pretty old suburb. Look at that house, guys. That looks like a 3-story house over there. That's quite a good looking house, isn't it? Look at the carport. That's the carport over there with that little thing on top. Look at that. So it's not an enclosed garage, it's a carport. Have a look at that. How nice does that look? I like that. I like that whole house. Actually, the one next door is for sale. It's actually got an open sign on there, but it looks like a block of units over there. So it's a unit, yeah. It's a unit for sale in there. So you got these block of units next to that beautiful house. Oh well. So Claremont's actually on the north bank of the Swan River, guys. And in 1881, a railway line from Perth to Fremantle was built with the Claremont in Claremont, sorry, with a station called Butler's Swamp. Did you guys know that? All your residents from Perth, did you know that? The actual station was called Butler's Swamp. But 2 years later, in 1883, it was changed to Claremont Station. I wonder why. Butler's Swamp. I don't know who named that, but yeah, I don't blame them for changing it 2 years later to Claremont Station. And that's what it is today, Claremont Station. There's actually 2 railway stations through Claremont, guys. There's Lock Street Station and Claremont Station, and the Showgrounds Station, which is used for special occasions such as the Royal Show, because there's a Royal Show that happens here once a year in September, and it's just finished actually, so it's September. Goes for about a week, I think, and that's got all sorts of stuff in there, all sorts of rides and show sort of things and restaurants and whatever. Here's a nice old house over here. They've mulched the gardens, see that? They've put like a pea straw down or something, so that's all nicely mulched. There's a few old houses through here. Look at this one, yeah. This one, very unusual looking house, isn't it? I would say that goes way back to the 1960s. And then you've got a few nice ones here, guys. Check this out. So this suburb, oh, there's another, look at that. There's another one of those carports with that little turret type thing on top. I don't know what you'd call that. Would you call it that? Something like that. I'm looking for, at Susan for guidance, but she's not telling me, because this is a good looking house here. It's just been roughly rendered on the outside. Look at this, guys. This used to be a real dark brick probably in its day, and they've just roughly rendered it on the outside, and it's come up like that. So that's not too bad. As we walk through the streets of Claremont here, let us know. Leave some comments below, guys. What do you think of Claremont? Would you live in Claremont, or would you live in Mount Claremont? Mind you, Claremont's close to the... There is a bit of a surprise in the prices between Claremont and Mount Claremont, but we'll get to that later in the video. We'll put you guys through a bit of agony by listening to my voice and looking at my face, and I'll tell you about it later in the video, guys. So what we've noticed also, there's a few older sort of flat type things in here, also apartment type things. They're not high rise, they're very low. You can see one over there. So there's a few of them around. They look more like guest house type things, don't they? They're not. They are small apartment blocks. I must say, a lot of the gardens here look quite neat. This is an old house here, guys. Look at this. This is really, really old. It's in need of a bit of TLC, I would say. So this road's called Freshwater Parade, and I can see why. Looks like I can see the river over there. I can see a lot of yachts also. I'm not sure if the camera can pick all that up, but we will head down there and show you guys. The naked eye usually picks up things way before the camera. That's the power of the naked eye. It's a very powerful thing. So look after your eyes, guys. Look at this over here. Is this one house or a couple? I think it's a couple. Not sure. It said number 3. Not 100% sure. At one house, I think. It's pretty big. Oh no, there's number 5 there, so there's a few units. Okay, they look pretty good. That'll be worth some money, because that there is the Swan River, guys. Look, just go through this gap over here and look at that boat going through there. That's a beauty. We might cross the road. I don't know if we can get to any of that. That's the Claremont Yacht Club, guys. We might just walk in there and have a look. Don't know if they'll allow us in. I'm not wearing a Armani suit, so they might not allow me in. That guy just gave me a dirty look, and he's wearing the same cap as me. Doesn't say anything on here about members only and that, so we might just duck in here and have a look. So that there's the Claremont Yacht Club, guys, and you can probably guess it's got front row position right on the water's edge. So we'll walk in there and just have a quick look, just take a quick film over there. We might get kicked out. Look at all those yachts, guys. Look at all those boats. They're everywhere. So that looks pretty cool. I would expect membership to be quite high over here. All this says 10 minutes parking over here, so I don't know what that's all about. Because you would think if you're a member over here, you'd be able to park here. Look at that. There's a few swans here, guys. We might just film those swans over there. They look quite cool. And there's a kid over there fishing. He's walking in the water fishing. I wonder what he's catching. Probably just a cold. Look at this, guys. These are the black swans in Perth. They look pretty cool, don't they? They look really cool. So shopping in Claremont, guys, there's a shopping centre called the Claremont Quarter, and there's a Australian Rules, a waffle they call it, West Australian Football League sporting club over here, also called Claremont Football Club, and they've got their club rooms in this area also. So there's 3 combined high and primary schools and 1 primary school in this area. Look at that house, guys. So there's that house that we passed before, what we saw the side of, and that'll give you perfect views of the Swan River and through there also. Look at that. It's quite special, that, the views through there. So there's houses on the Swan River side here also. So, well, I don't know, they look like they're pretty old houses or apartments or whatever, but they're not very tall. So we can't really see the river unless, of course, we knew someone that lives here and we could go knocking on their door. Hey, mate. And these houses here are right on the water's edge over here, all these apartments. So guys, getting down to the pointy end here, the cheapest unit that we've seen in this area is on Stirling Road. So there's a Stirling Highway and a Stirling Road. This is Stirling Road. And I would assume it's quite a small unit, guys, because it's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom and 1 parking bay. And that's from in the high 300,000s. So I don't know where Stirling Road is, but it definitely is in Claremont. And the cheapest house that we saw is a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 car garage, and it's on number 68 2nd Avenue in Claremont. It's only on a smallish type block, guys. It's only on a 405 square meter block, and they want in the mid 1 millions for this house. So guys, the median house price in Claremont is 1,853,500 Australian dollars. Sorry, 1,858,500 Australian dollars. And the median unit price is 662,500 Australian dollars. And the median land price, so I'm thinking land's quite scarce around here, because the median land price, guys, is 1,300,000 Australian dollars, so 1.3 million Australian dollars. As we walk through the streets of Claremont in Perth, Western Australia, on a beautiful Perth day, going to reach about 27 degrees Celsius over here. It's probably reached that already, maybe even got a bit hotter, but Claremont, I must say, I can feel that breeze. Can you feel it, Susie? Susan can feel that breeze also, and it's quite good. It's quite cool, because have a look at all the trees, guys. Let's have a look at all that trees. Beautiful, all those trees. So Claremont is the coolest suburb in Perth, so they say. So guys, we'll give you the difference in median price now for Claremont and Mount Claremont. And there's a few surprises in here, because the difference in median house price between Claremont and Mount Claremont is only 48,500 Australian dollars, guys, with Claremont being more expensive. But this is where it goes a bit wobbly, because Claremont is quite an affluent area, and so there's a nice little cafe there, guys. Look at that, people sitting outside there enjoying some al fresco dining. The difference between Claremont and Mount Claremont in the median unit price is 107,500 Australian dollars, with Mount Claremont being more expensive. That surprised me a bit. Mount Claremont's more expensive in the unit price by quite a bit, actually, 107,500 Australian dollars. And the difference in median price in the land between those two suburbs is 207,000 Australian dollars, with Claremont being more expensive. So, here's one of the primary schools in the area, guys. Freshwater Bay Primary School. A nice name, isn't it? Freshwater Bay. Quite like that name. So guys, in saying all that, we might just wrap it up over here. And what do you guys think of that? Claremont compared to Mount Claremont, where would you live? Leave some comments below. Do you like any of the areas? Or maybe you don't like any of them. Leave some comments below. Maybe you don't like the price in the area. Perth prices have gone up a hell of a lot, guys. A hell of a lot. And it still went up last week by a few percent. So Perth and Queensland, I think, Brisbane, those are the two that have gone up. The rest have sort of stabilised or gone down probably 0.5% or something. But there's still a lot of buying in Sydney going on at the moment with very, very expensive houses over there. One guy paid cash. He bought a house for 79 million, I think it was. He's an Australian guy. Believe it or not, guys, he's into flowers. Yeah. It's a family business, been around since 1915, I think I read. I think it's quite an old business. Flowers, so there you go. So guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.